Hello, greetings, my friends. This is Gilles. I wanted to. I made this video about to present a tarot reading for the month of November, but I thought to come back to make a little bit to communicate on some ideas. And so right now we're living a very tense time. All the world is in confinement, or most of the places, and it's like we feel like we're living in a tyrannic dictature. It's like it's no longer. And those who are creating that are saying that they're doing it for our highest good, for our health. But people are realizing that they're hoping that people will eventually surrender their free will, surrender their freedom, surrender their sovereignty, when it is actually the opposite that is coming. People are awakening and seeing that as a monstrosity. And so I'm not criticizing the powers that be. It is part of the program. It is part of God's plan, so that all this darkness is coming to an apex. It is very. It is like a storm, and so. But any sense of guilt or blame needs to be let go. We need to. It's all coming from the ego, and the ego needs to blame and to guilt. So just be in your connected self, and let go of any sense of self guilt that can be brought to you. For know where you come from. There is no separation, for we are all one, we are all connected. And so we want to bring this harmony of the divine masculine and the divine feminine into balance, because if we're too masculine we become vulnerable, if we're too feminine we become vulnerable. We need to bring that balance, and it creates this great fear of protection. There are also logos that we can use that can protect us. It is like the hexagram, the Star of Solomon, the six-pointed star. It is a very powerful protective force that we can utilize and make it circulate within our chakras, and we can utilize as a protective energy, just as the Catholic cross is also a protective force. For this world, we have to let go of all this 3D world, this 3D world, and this idea of competition is based on Darwin, and the reason of the strong will overtake the weak. For it is all about this 3D. For we want to choose love and bring love in others to remind them. Although some people live in fear and they participate in creating this tyranny, they're submissive, but a lot of people are awakening. For we're learning something every day. Every day we're presented with challenges, and sometimes we feel, well, we could have done better with certain circumstances. But as long as it's not about blame, once again, it is about understanding that more could have been done in certain situations, more love could have been expressed or communicated, and then you learn from that and you create the improvement so life has created like that. It's like a greyhound day. Every day the day repeats itself. We are a sacred fire, a sacred flame, and the flame is never twice the same. And so this flame continue to manifest in as us, for we are this sacred fire, sacred flame fire. And so but the challenges, the lesson we need to learn remains the same. So we need to master in this movie. This, I think, Bill Murray, who's like every day is waking up in the same day until the day he has mastered all the challenges, and he has fulfilled the maximum potential of that day, at which point he moves into a new reality. And this is really what is going on. For the people of the world are awakening. We're moving towards our sovereignty, our freedom, already focalize on this freedom that we seek. For being deprived of freedom give us a sense of what we truly want. We've been shown all those things we no longer want. For now, just focus on meditation, on creativity, on reading, writing, whatever you can do to bring joy into your life within the condition of what is being imposed by the matrix. For we came into this very limited matrix with a great deal of freedom, a sense of freedom, but they had no respect for that freedom. They thought we could be controlled, we could be contained, but this is not. We're not containable. We are infinite being of love and light, and we're gonna channel that love and light, and we're gonna be able to return to that self-empowerment. For this storm is forcing the change. It's forcing the darkness to be revealed. And so it is. Once the heart will be free, there is the freedom that is happening within the heart, all the kind of blockages. Once the heart will be free, we'll be able to free all the blockages from all the other chakras. And so we're going to find this pillar of light. And so for the there is everything else will follow once we untie this the heart. The heart needs to, we need to empty to empty the heart so it can be filled with love, and the heart can pulse throughout our body and send love in through all our veins, and so we feel the love rather than feeling the fear that runs through our vein. We want to feel the love, for love has millions of forms. And so the heart is really the conductor of the process. Just continue to cultivate the love for this, and so also to let go of all the past. For the past, there is only past life that we've forgotten. We were deprived of our memory of who we were. That's why we're no longer in our power. But those memories are slowly but surely coming back. Past life is what happened last year. Also, it's what happened a month ago, or yesterday, or 5 minutes ago is already a past life. And all of that, we need to move towards the future from within the present, from a place of self-empowerment. And the more we are able to release the past, the more to let go of cellular memory that could be, they will be coming back until they're integrated. And so I thought I'd come and share some thoughts and ideas. For everything is one, but yet there is a compartmentation that we have to create for mental separation. But yet everything is interconnected, interdependent, is interlinked, and for we need, but within our mind, everything has to fall within the proper place. Or otherwise, if sort an association relation, we associate or we organize things within our mind, and we create a unity where things needs to be in. So ask your divine I am, or your guides, to assist you in putting order, so that there is no chaos, because it is when there is a lack of order within the world of relationship within our mind that there is a disorder. Yet understanding that in this world of relationship, everything is connected. Our personal life, our professional life, our social life, our sentimental life, everything influences everything else, for all of life is one. Yet it is good to keep the at some points we can draw lines on the sand to say what is acceptable, what is not, we have to determine what is truly wanted for us, and to seek to find divine harmony, so that for when we move into divine harmony, things fall into place and everything has its proper place. It's when something is not in its proper place that it creates this balance. So we want to bring this balance to continue to call in the balance of harmony within our mind, and to be in the flow rather than the resistance. There are certain things we need to flow with, which is all of life, life is one flow. Yet there are certain things that we need to have passive resistance. All that is not aligned with our highest good needs to be resisted, or what comes from the ego needs to be resisted and move, so we can get a greater sense of self. And because the more we are deprived of our freedom, the more we'll know our precious freedom is and what we truly want. We come into our power because of that. And so it is all unfolding now. And so I wanted to come and talk about those ideas. For me, Saturn has been every 30 years, Saturn comes into our life to remind us of our karmic responsibility. And when I was around 30 years, my life was shattered. For everything was very easy before I get to that point, but then everything, all kinds of karmic responsibility. And it took me decades to be able to align with what Saturn was trying to tell me then. And now it's coming into alignment. So there's a great sense of joy and freedom and abundance that is coming. In the meantime, I'm very grateful for your donations. They were really assisting me, for I know my financial freedom is very, very near. I had to remove myself from Caen because where I was living, because I only had two friends there, but they have very small apartments, so I couldn't do this confinement. I moved to a friend in Brittany, so I can feel more comfortable. And but the 3D problems is like God is still pushing my buttons. Before I left, I went to get the mail, and I saw that the people already moved things in the apartment, and I have my paintings there. I couldn't organize the moving it away, the putting things in safety. I hope I will be able to save my paintings, to have the means to rent a truck and a storage, and to hire some people to assist me with that before the end of the confinement, so they will be safe. I hope God willing. Otherwise, I have the paintings and the memory of of what I've created. It's like, but this God is pushing my buttons, because those paintings are very precious to me, and I'm not really sure of their status or if I'll be able to save them. So I do hope so. I'm thanking you for, and I thanking God for freeing me from those limitations, so I can put things in perspective and I can save them. Also wanted to bring a sort of of a French philosopher that's called Blaise Pascal. In the 17th century, he was a Catholic philosopher, and he created wonderful philosopher in many important sorts. And one of them, because here we have this. Not just here, but there is all kinds of insanity that is being created because of religious differences and so on. But those are nothing to do with spirituality or love of God. It is just about madness. And so Pascal thought that that evil, never man will create so much evil with so much enthusiasm when he does it in relationship to his religious beliefs, because. People go insane because of religious belief. When we move into spirituality, we connect to the unity of love and life, and we want to do only good. We want to hurt no one. For anybody that would create that is actually being entrapped within the ignorance and the darkness. So I thought it was appropriate to bring that up. I saw that. So the highest wisdom for us today is departure. We're going to have to leave this old world behind. We're going to leave for me, I took a trip. It feels good, although I'm still feel not so much at peace, because I have to leave my paintings behind for now. But I'm really hoping that this will be safe the time I'm returning, with the means by which to save them. But it's about living. It's about Paris is calling me. I feel there is kinds of other places like London. New York is calling me very strong. I may have to go to California as well, because I have so many things to, and also places in America. There is Russia, that's Japan, all kinds of places are calling me. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. But there's a brand new beginning that is before us. We already have to envision what it is we truly want, and to allow life to guide us and move us towards that. So it's about this card means the highest wisdom is about departing. What we need to understand is rest. For we need to rest, we need to regenerate, and we're given this opportunity to really rest and regenerate and allow our dreams to crystallize. What we need to do is complementarity, for we want to complete our cycle in our own process, and so we can become a complement within the world, for the world is here to complement us as well, to work as one. And so there is a great sense of unity that will be coming out of this great this apex time of duality and separation. For the sense of unity will be restored, and the outcome is abundance. Abundance means money, abundance means gift, abundance means sharing, abundance means synchronicity, abundance means creativity, abundance means opportunity. Abundance, we have to reactivate the flow, to allow the flows of abundance to flow in our life in every possible way, so that this great river of life can flow within our life. And so I hope this message was interesting for you. I'm going to finish with a song, and I'll pull one more card. It's a song that speaks about the struggles of light and how we try to dodge it, to avoid the struggles of light. But it's a song from a movie, called An Officer and a Gentleman, a song by Jennifer Warnes and Joe Cocker that was singing. It was the words by Jack Nietzsche, Buffy St. Mary, and Will Jennings. It always reminds me of Santa Fe. When I first got to America, I was living in the mountains in Santa Fe in 1982. It's from Island Records, and so it's a song that is very profound, very deep song, about what we need to climb the step every day. We can cross. For my mother had a saying before I sang it. She sent me a little card one day. It was just a card of a road with a little gravel, and the card says the mountains that we see before us, blocking our path, looks like gravels behind us once we overcome it. For my mother had much wisdom, and I feel her presence and connection very strongly, although she's no longer in this world. So the song is called Up Where We Belong. It goes like this. Who knows what tomorrow brings? In a world few hearts survive. All I know is the way I feel. When it's real, I keep it alive. The road is long. There are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world below, up where the clear winds blow. Some hang on to used to be, live their lives looking behind. All we have is here and now, all our lives out there to find. The road is long, there are mountains in our way, but we climb a step every day. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Time goes by, no time to cry. Life's you and I, alive today. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong, far from the world we know, where the clear winds blow. Love lifts us up where we belong, where the eagles cry on a mountain high. Love lifts us up where we belong. May love and life lift us up where we belong. So I don't have any water. I do have water. I'm sorry. And so I'm going to pull one more card. It is the Four of Michael. It says, the solution can come from meditation. For when we're fully in a receptive mode, we receive guidance and information from our higher self. It says, sleep more or take a break. For we're given the opportunity to relax more. Eliminate the stress within you for where the more relaxed we will be. So there is this possibility for everything is created to create stress, and stress on the world economy, stress on family relationships, stress on friends, stress. So it's about understanding there is a great sense of new inner power that will be coming out of that. So it's not about not to let go, to hold on to our sovereignty and to hold on. The freedom soon will come. I thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.